We are a 3.5-year-old 17 billion startup in 64 countries. You don't migrate just brands by changing the wrapper of changing from one brand name to the other brand name. You migrate customers.
Yeah.
We have 100% of what we call innovation of customers moving from IBM to Kyndryl. I'm not in the SaaS marketing. I'm actually in the IT services market.
Correct. When I talk of spin-offs, what come to your mind? Try and remember. Chipotle from McDonald's, Ferrari from Fiat, maybe Viacom from CVS. One such spin-off that really made headlines in recent past is Kyndryl from IBM. Dear viewers, welcome to another episode of Conversion Conundrum brought to you by Economic Times Brand Equity. Today we have with us a very special guest who has spent more than 25 years in this world of marketing and will present us nothing short of a masterclass. He is known as Debur S Balamurali, but more affectionately people call him Bala. He is the Chief Marketing Officer of Kyndryl in India. Warm welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here.
I want to start the conversation with this simple question around branding and saliency. When we reach the airport, we see powered by Kyndryl ad. How does a technology service provider justify putting such a high value add at an airport? Talk to us about the branding and the return that you get out of it.
I think it's a very interesting question, and like any other category, I think brand saliency is critical, especially in services, especially in IT services.
Mm-hmm.
The category where we play in. We are a 3.5-year-old 17 billion startup in 64 countries, and establishing the strength of the brand in the customer's mind, which is what saliency is all about.
Yeah.
Is extremely critical for us in terms of how we are actually creating that point of salience for my customers to experience us.
Right.
And to also know us. We have taken the route of four-pronged strategy in terms of the mix of saliency of four things that we have done.
Mm-hmm.
One is to create awareness and the positioning of what we promise itself.
Yeah.
As at the very first entry of the heart of progress that we need to reiterate in the market that we need to drive.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is in terms of the experience of how they actually consume us, or how they experience us as a brand. And in this category, it happens through the delivery, that experience that they actually happen. So on one hand, you have the brand say, on the other hand, you have the brand do that is there. So very clearly, my team has done a brilliant job in terms of what is the brand say and brand do that we have. And how do I actually take the customer on the journey of just creating an awareness from the point of saliency that I can take in the entire customer journey of awareness to advocacy, which is the complete life cycle. How do I create that brand saliency? The third one is in terms of inspiration from how engine oils actually work.
Yeah.
They keep reiterating the functional benefits so beautifully, the engine oils. So we have tried to replicate that to also go in hand with what I create along with these two, advocating the awareness, reiterating the positioning and the experience. We have taken a conscious route of how do I also bring the functional element of the brand, because we are in a very high value category of millions of dollars are being marketed. So it's important that I reiterate that as part of my point of sale journey. And last but not the least, I think smartly, how do I leverage media saliency? I cannot get away from the media saliency, especially in the when the collaborative tools or XYZ social media is so high. I think the media saliency becomes extremely critical of how I deploy all these three and creates that moments that matter for the brand.
Correct.
And what you see at the airport is very clearly we are mapped across in this point of saliency map, which are my core customers and influencers in the market for high value customers that I need to actually go after and influence. We are not there in all the airports, but strategically we have taken 3 airports in the country that we want to be. And very clearly we know that which are the customers, present customers that I want to expand my footprint, and which are those practically practices or services that I want to expand my footprint, and which are the new ones also that we want to actually go after. That's the measurement part that you were talking to. So in here, we clearly go by whether this is giving me the ROI or not by simple metrics of whether I've had a win or whether I've had a number of references that have happened through this as a channel. But I think we have got our own mechanism to track it actually.
It's fantastic. Now I'll take you to 2021. This is this spin-offs that has happened. There's some headlines everywhere, not just in India, but globally in the tech ecosystem. And you are tasked with this assignment of building the brand from the scratch, and despite having the constraints that your, the IBM ecosystem had, how was the journey like, and what were the challenges that you faced?
I think the first thing is to nurture the market sentiment. Market sentiment, when the narrative is all being positioned as from the legacy issue, when you're being positioned, it's also you are a spin-off. It's quite very unique, right? You are a spin-off, which means the starting point is you still need to do business from day one. You still need to carry some books and customers to start with. The first journey was about taking the customers into the new journey that we are on to, which meant that it's not as easy as like any other category, even in B2C. My learnings have been that you don't migrate just brands by changing the wrapper of changing from one brand name to the other brand name. You migrate customers. You migrate customers from the promise of what you have been doing to the new promise. I had to then, as marketing, we had to migrate customers to the new journey, to the new trust, to the new value of what we were actually taking them on. I think that was the first one to get that on board. We had 100% of what we call innovation of customers moving from IBM to Kyndryl, our base customers whom we had to carry that. And I think it was also comes with a credibility with the fact that we are still the market leader. When we were with my earlier parent company and also even now, we are still the market leaders in the category segment that we operate in. And the second one is once you have migrated and first you have got the customers, you need to start reiterating the delivery. You need to, how the experiences, like I said, the brand say is one and the brand do is so extremely critical for a services brand. And that is the critical part of it. While marketing does not play a very active role in this category on the delivery, because it's technology delivery that happens with that. But the moments of truth of how you actually drive and do, I think the entire ecosystem rose up to the part, and marketing played a role of how do I motivate them? You have to create that internal belief as the first thing of how do you launch it? How do you create that motivation for them to do? My corporate team did a great job of cracking the core of the brand essence in terms of the promise of what we do and drive the heart of progress. So how do I localize this? How do I customize this? We got Rahul Ravi to come on board, and we did the launch of the entire brand to create that internal belief and take inspiration of what we can achieve more in terms of personification of the great determination. And no matter how many times you fail, there is always the next ball for you to actually come back and face. I think with that positive attitude is what we say. And the third one is, I think you have to be very smart in this ecosystem of where we are today.
Yes.
You need to leapfrog. It's not necessary for me to wait for everything to happen organically. Luckily, the times are great. We are living already in the Gen AI era. The technology is there, especially being in the category of technology itself. Fundamentally, I think we started leapfrogging into the platform world, which means like suddenly I could do things at scale of a platform, like creating platforms like Amazon, and I think very happy to say that we were part of the journey of the unified lending platform that was announced last week by RBI.
Correct.
I think we were part of that journey, building it and co-partnering with RBI on it.
Incredible, powering and empowering so many lives at the same time. That's the beauty of the job that you are in. What I wanted to understand from you is, we often hear that B2B sales cycles are so long. How does the brand building initiatives that you have already forayed into help you be top of the mind of the decision makers?
I think, like I said earlier, I think the point of saliency map, what you create, is extremely critical, and how you do it. Prioritization becomes extremely critical, which is part of the strategy that we do very early in the year in terms of what is it that I will not do, in terms of the focus of how I will go.
Right.
In terms of this, I think very clearly we have adopted as a company a strategy of what we call the 3 A's.
Okay.
Very clearly, the first A is all about the account focus that we actually go. And in this category, it's all about 80% of the business comes from XYZ set of accounts that you actually are driving to. Like it could be the power brands in the Unilever case of 30 power brands that they have identified. Similarly, there's a similar strategy of segmentation where you look at 80% of the business is coming from XYZ set of accounts. Okay. So you go after and look at how do I get into the personalization. And this is the core of B2B marketing that has been there in terms of the account-based engagement and account-based experience that I do. I think the D2C category has done it brilliantly now in terms of the personalization efforts that they have taken it so far, and that's why that industry is thriving and even threatening some of the large players in the market today. To that extent, I feel that the first core thing is the prioritization and how deeply will I guard my way and also look at it. India is the only growth market, not like other mature markets, where you had to have new logo for your top line to actually improve.
Okay.
And therefore, you have to look at a new logo strategy apart from existing one.
Yeah.
And therefore, whether I do it at scale, should I take a mass market approach vis-a-vis others that I need to go? We are in the consumer market. And for the B2B market here, it's always challenging to look at how do I actually stay. And in the category that we are in, we need to very clearly look at, I'm not in the SaaS marketing. I'm actually in the IT services market.
Correct.
And also be very careful about the fact that whether I'm becoming an extension of the sales funnel.
Okay.
As fundamentals of marketing, I still need to create the brand pull.
Yeah.
Any type of marketing, whether it is B2B or B2C, I need to create fundamentally that pull. And therefore, how do I actually focus on creating that pull in the market? How do I create that strength of saliency in the market? So that becomes extremely critical. I think we have started looking at different partnerships with our customers itself in terms of co-creation with customers, in terms of also looking at co-creation with external partners and trying to bring all these things together.
Correct.
Create that business value and drive it actually.
Brilliant answer, Balu. Now I want to put you in a spot and ask this question because you are a veteran marketer yourself, but you have also worked on iconic brands like Britannia. And I want to understand from you, it is often said that B2B marketing lacks the emotional appeal when compared to B2C. What's your take on it?
I fundamentally believe that whether you are in B2B or B2C, you can still create focusing on the right time, the right communication value, whether you are focusing on the functional benefit or the emotional benefit or the social benefit of the brand.
Yeah.
It depends on your brand promise that you want to do. Emotional value or emotional sentiment to be created in the B2B space, I think you need to practice it and very clearly calibrate, not to copy what B2C promises of emotional benefits are. Like I can't go and create across taking vitality is a nice word.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't copy what's happening in the vitality segment of promise of vitality brands in the food care and try to apply that in the B2B category.
Yeah.
That won't work actually. Okay. So there is a value pyramid of how B2B can also evolve. It's all about relationships is one of the big traits apart from already adding business value in terms of cost takeout initiatives, XYZ growths that you promise that is there. So you need to clearly segment and clearly talk about this is the functional benefit that I can do. This is the emotional benefit that I can actually have.
Okay.
And very clearly also look at, we are in the age of purpose marketing.
Yeah.
And you need to look at whether I can have do I have a purpose promise that I can actually look at from a social perspective. But again, you can't copy what is there in B2C and apply the same thing of what is there in B2B. Okay. You need to actually smartly look at what is your brand essence and try that up and not force fit anything that if you can't promise a societal or environmental change, don't force fit it. Stay away from doing something that the brand cannot do. And brand say and brand do. If you fall into that trap of not doing it, I think the consumer or the customer, like any other category, can see through it and do it. I think that's what I personally and my team, not just here, I think we have been very conscious about how we activate. Today, I have two of my video communications in collaborations with customers with the ad that we are doing.
Wow.
One is on Canara Bank, that is on the culture fit and purpose fit relationship, that attributes that we have co-created with Canara Bank.
Wow.
That is running today on the emotional benefit. The second one that is running across is on Grameen Bank. Both of them are just about 3 months to 4 months old. Grameen Bank, where we are looking at the responsiveness parameter, the scalability parameter, and most importantly, the commitment that you can actually drive. These are all relationship or emotional attributes that we have leveraged to create and co-partner a financial inclusion story of Grameen. How Kyndryl and Grameen have scaled up, giving across the commitment and responsiveness. I believe that it's only a matter of application of how you can bring the core of emotional benefits. It's possible.
Fantastic, sir. That's a masterclass of an answer from you. What I want to understand now, marketing as a function has moved from just a marketing team and distribution team to marketeers now being the ROI or business driver. While the branding initiatives always have long-term benefits, and Surf Excel's Lalita ji is a great example of that, what happens when you have to justify the immediate ROI to the board? How do you deal with that challenge?
I think to the board, I think it's extremely clearly important to attribute and tell about how you are part of the fundamentally the growth journey that the company has strategized and how we have promised to come back to the growth journey that we are in. I think it's extremely important to demonstrate from a marketing priority perspective, strategy perspective, how you are actually aligned to the core strategy or what you are driving. The most important thing for marketing is customer centricity.
Yeah.
Right. So we have to demonstrate everything that we are doing around the customer centricity of the pull marketing that you are after. And there is a push marketing also that is there. Depending on the category that you are in, like whether you are in a services space or in a SaaS space, because the price points are extremely different in both services and SaaS of the buyer journey of what you put the customer into. That's why I said there's nothing wrong in being part of the sales funnel to push a sales drive, because you go through a different journey of driving it. In the category that you're operating, it's extremely critical and important, therefore, to look at which is those prioritized segments that I'm going to go after, whether it is existing or new logos that you want to drive, any part of the world. So that is the first one, around the customer centricity pillar and what type of programs that actually I will drive. The second one is what type of alliances are extremely critical. Today, you can't do everything table stakes that you get out of your own kitty, your own truck that you can't take to the market. So we are in a network and collaborated world. And as a system integrator, as a services integrator, I need to partner with how I actually drive initiatives like AWS, Azure, and Google. In my case, the three hyperscalers, how I actually closely work with. And there are other partners also like Pure Storage or Red Hat that we partner with and take it as relevant to the market that we drive. There is one part of the alliances that is hygienic and that is traditional. But there is, you have to look at the strengths of the market, how you can actually co-create and collaborate with it. And that's where I think we have to, as a marketing professional, you need to look at what will I actually do, hygienic stuff that has to be done. Still, I need to create that 50% of my time will go into it. So 30% of my time will go into collaborations that matter, that I actually create in the market. So we are in, again, the performance metrics to grow an existing account or get an entry into a new account. Innovation matters, especially from where you are going in. So we launched something called Innovation as a Service. We have been taking it across, partnering with certain, say, XYZ startups that we have been putting it together. And that's the value that we have been taking it across the pyramid in terms of driving lot of co-creation stuff that we can do, whether it is being part of XYZ fellowship programs in certain places that you want to drive with, or whether to walk the talk of actually creating a co-creation investments in terms of I want to create this solution that matters to my customer and how do I make that difference and to the planet, and some of them are sustainable initiatives. So you need to create that alliances is very critical. And like I said, before going and promising the society or XYZ facts, you need to do a lot of groundworks on the brand say and brand do. And you have profoundly achieved something that you have to do. So you can't achieve everything. So alliances become one key center point of what I do. And of course, It cannot happen in this category and segment without employees, my fellow employees who are the most critical experts on technology who deliver this. How do I take them on this advocacy journey? How do they actually do the brand do is extremely critical. So we have programs that actually drive that. Skills is one more key element in the technology area.
Fantastic. So each employee is a brand ambassador across the company is what you are saying. Phenomenal. Now I want a personal perspective from you. And we are at the last part of our discussion and I have time for 2 more questions. But I want to know from you, what kept you anchored to B2B marketing? You could have easily moved to B2C or, in some other scope. But what is the anchor point that kept you in?
Yeah. I think first part of my career, I did B2C. Yeah. Like whether it is Britannia or my iconic brand of India.com. And my stint with GCPL, Cottage Consumer Products. I think ultimately it is the challenge, it is the fun of people, the marketing that you practice is what that matters, whether it is B2C or B2B. Does B2C appeal to you more? I think it's sexy. No doubt about it. It's really very good. Possibly it is extremely good in terms of how it is to be part of large media that you are part of it. As long as you are enjoying the game and as long as you are enjoying the people you work with. I work for a wonderful set of colleagues that I work with. The team that works with me is amazingly good in terms of they are more of friends and colleagues where I learn a lot from them every day in terms of personal values, in terms of skills that I can catch up with them. And the bosses or what you work with. I think you start working for people at the end of the day. And the culture and environment that you're putting. I think I've been enjoying that for the last 17 years that now I moved away from the earlier strain. And I think it's a stimulant that keeps you going. It's the Jabore Tata Tea line that I believe that keeps you waking up every day. And that Jabore for me is the ideas that you bring in. And that in the category, there is plenty to do and plenty things that you can actually do. And when you are able to bring both brand say and brand do, that you're given the power of authority and influence to go ahead and do it. I think that's the fabulous sweet spot that it can be to drive. And I keep saying that I'm as good as my last idea. So that's what has been kept me going. Whether it is B2C or B2B, that's what has been kept me going.
Phenomenal. Last question from me. I met a lot of CMOs in the B2B space who all attribute their successes to Boss Bala. There are a lot of young people who are watching this. What is it that they should prepare for, if they're entering the B2B space or the marketing space? Your words of wisdom for the young marketers in the fraternity, considering we're in the age of big data, AI, and there is a clutter of technology, fear of missing out. What's your suggestion for them at the young crowd?
The famous saying is there, right? Data everywhere, not a drop to drink anywhere. Right? I think we have arrived at a place where we are confused actually more than anything on the technologies that keep coming in. I think technologies keep coming in irrespective of the ages. It will keep improving. We will keep thinking that wow. But that's the power of it. But the human ingenuity of what you can do, change our behaviors, change our stuff to doing much higher things in life. Can be achieved only through us. When I say doing something for the planet and something for Mother Earth. I've just come back from Ladakh, where I visited Sonam Wangchuk's school in a collaboration that we are co-creating with that school. The reality is, if we don't save the planet, and the reality is we don't take that first step of going and collaborating, and as the entire forces come together in terms of actually as human beings, as brands to do, if we don't do that, I think it will be too late, is my belief. I think it's all about walking the talk. It's all about, for the marketing professional, you have to have the eyes and ears open to look at the trends, to look at what is there in the market with the customer's point of view. And therefore, insights matter, how you create and how you apply those insights back for solving business problems. Externally, how you bring collaborators to, we don't have answers for everything. And again, ideas matter. You're as good as your last day.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was indeed from Sedu to actually going and decluttering the entire world of B2B marketing. I'm really grateful to you for your time today. That was an episode of Conversion Conundrums brought to you by Economic Times Brand Equity. If you liked it, keep following us and stay tuned as we decode this space with one leader at a time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.